Yeah, what's good, guys? So I just won a grand challenge. I wanted to post a few games on YouTube, so you guys could get like the 12 wins too. This deck's pretty good in the meta. I feel like right now it's not the best because it gets countered by like Egen or stuff. But I'll show you a few games like from my um, gameplay. So wait, let me go with this game real quick because this one like ended right like before I even started. Because let me show you how OP the Goblin Curse is. So, like, first play, I'm just trying to cycle my ghost in the back, as usual. And then he cycles archers. And then I think I'm going to cycle skeletons, yeah, just a cycle. And I'm going to go boss man against the knight. So now I know that... I thought he was playing Expo because the cards kind of resemble Expo, right? So I was, like, prepared to, like, defend an Expo, but apparently not. So he goes for a Skarmy, and, like, what I do right here is, like, just, yep, and then zap it, and then that's pretty much over right there, then and there. He doesn't have enough elixir for a log. It's kind of late. And I defend the hog with the Ram Rider. Past that, I think you guys already know, like, this is going to be an easy game, so we can move on to another game. So for the second game, I'm going to show you guys my game against... there's a lot of bait I've been facing, actually, so let's watch this game against Axel Loves Bait. I think he had good finishes or something, I don't know, and like a lot of challenge wins, but... we have like double spell, but if they're not playing Goblin Barrel, I think it's a lot easier for us, because Skeleton Barrels we can defend with Skeletons or like, or Royal Ghosts. So he goes Ghost in the back at first, opposite lane, because I don't want the Ghost to get too much value. Just gonna try to lightly defend the Ghost with my Skeletons, and then seeing he makes no play, I go for a Bandit, but it was kind of late. Didn't dash. Bad play by me, but it wasn't like nothing too bad. Now I see that he Skeleton Barrel, so I'm just gonna zap that. I let the boss bandit die because it wasn't gonna get much value either way. He goes for wall breakers. I ghost that. So now what I'm thinking is I want to prepare for like a furnace push. So I'm most likely gonna furnace the back, and then skeletons the royal ghost. Then that kind of allows me for a good setup. And then I see that he goes for a skeleton barrel. I know he doesn't have much elixir. I know he overcommitted. I'm gonna put a boss bandit down. I'm gonna zap his skeleton barrel, and now we have like a whole ass push coming. So he gets the rascal down in time, but I'm gonna get the goblin curse down with the boss bandit, and then it doesn't really provide me with much, but I know that he's low on elixir right now. To be honest, the whole push was kind of like just passing time, because I want like double elixir to like come soon, because the deck performs like a lot better in double as compared to like single, because he can just keep constantly harassing me with his bait stuff. So again, I'm going to try to furnace the back, set up a push, and see what he does. I think he goes for a bomb tower, which I can snipe with my Spirit Empress, which I do, I think, or no, I put it down on defense for the... And then he vines. That feels like a overcommit too. So now that the dude's dead, the bomb tower, going for a Ram Rider, but I didn't count his cycle right, so I think he had Ghost, EVO Ghost, which he should have used in hindsight, like looking at this replay, but for some reason he just didn't use none of that shit. I'm probably just gonna furnace the back, yeah, and then I'm gonna EVO Ghost to get the wall breakers out. And then I'm just going to tank a few hits from this Skarmy and set up for a massive push with the boss bandit in front. I know the ghost is going to spawn some ghouls too. So I'm going to go Ram Rider to the opposite lane. He's going to have to... he's forced to use elixir on that. And then I get Goblin Curse and Zap. And then I think that should be like a... That should be tower, if I remember right. Yep. And I just got to defend for the last couple seconds. Perfect. And then let's watch another game of bait with Goblin Head. Goblin Head is the best building right now in meta. I feel like it needs another nerf for sure. So we're up against Camilla L or something. Then he goes for a skeleton barrel. I think I'm gonna curse that if I remember. Really unfortunate we didn't have our zapping cycle, but It is what it is. We spawn a lot of goblins. He gets a free log on that though if he does, or oh, actually he doesn't. That's kind of like a mistake I feel, because the gobs get like 3 hits ish, 2 3 hits. You're gonna see me set up a lot of furnaces in the back. The main like strat for this deck is like cycling furnace and like ghost, so you can build like a massive push with the furnace and then pressure the opposite lane with like a run rider or like a EVO ghost. We take care of the dart goblin perfect, and then I'm gonna zap the skeletons. I'm gonna let the boss man go, I think. Yep. I don't really have a good hand to deal with the ghost. I'm gonna counter ghost, let it get a couple of hits on my tower. Now I'm thinking is like I want to cycle a furnace to back so I can set up for like a nice push, or like cycle to EVO furnace. Cycling or EVOs is never a bad play. So he wastes a lot of elixir there. I know I could get a boss man to dash into the Dart Goblin real quick, and then like maybe we could get a lucky connection, but no. The Goblin Curse that he puts a Roll Ghost there. And then sadly, I thought I was gonna take care of that, but it's kind of a pain to take care of that. And then I put my own Roll Ghost because I wanted to spawn a couple of ghouls, and then I know he has log out of cycle, so it's gonna be hard for him to deal with all my ghouls coming in. There's gonna be like 4 ghouls on his tower, and that's a lot of damage. Okay, so he goes for his own ghost. I think I'm gonna have to overcommit on defense with a boss bandit here. Knowing him, he's probably gonna pressure opposite lane, or no, he's just gonna hold his elixir. Okay. Now's the perfect time to set up a furnace to back, I would say. But okay, I sniped the goblet. That's not a bad play either. I feel like both those plays would be like the top plays, like cycling a furnace or like sniping the goblet. Now that we got his goblet out of I thought I got his goblet out of cycle, but he cycled really quick. Like the cycle on these weird ass decks is like so fast. It's insane. And then I think we take tower right here. Yeah. Nothing much. We just like defend the rest now. I'm gonna, I think, Spirit Empress that. I'm gonna ghost the bush on the left, and then furnace to take the ghouls out, kind of, or like get the ghouls out, and then I'm just gonna Goblin Curse that, and then I think that's pretty clean, neat defense. Okay, and then I'll show you one last game against E-Giant, because E-Giant's a really bad matchup. Bro, this minor poison dude, Sir Ed, Senior Ed, I don't know, he was insane. He was really good with it. I'm facing a lot of bait for some reason. Bait's not a terrible matchup, but not the best either. Okay. Before we watch the E-Giant, I want to show you this game. This one was funny too. Weird. Yeah. This game is like another like Gob Curse game. Like I just Gob Curse his Karmi. Like he just had nothing else in cycle. It's just GG after that point. I'm just gonna cycle the ghost, the back. I'm gonna try to cycle my EVOs all the time, right? And then I see his Karmi. I'm like, do I want to curse zap that? I can resist. I curse zap that, and then that's basically tower. He doesn't have his login cycle, and then yeah. This is why I love the curse. And then the rest of the game just plays out, and it's pretty quick. He knows he's like, he doesn't have a chance, and he just gives up. Okay, let's watch this game against this E-Gen player, Calvin. He had like a top 1K global tournament finish too or something. And E-Gen's a really bad matchup. It's really hard to play against E-Gen unless you can take like an early lead. So I go for a Ghost. He goes Valk the opposite lane. You generally want to Valk the same lane when you're playing E-Gen. And then he goes for a 67 emo because I'm the 67 clan. Perfect. Sounds good. And then I boss man at the back. And then he gets his King Tower up, which is kind of not the best play, but I see that he has his bowler up. I know that he spent most of his elixir and he doesn't have a great cycle right now. And I push in with that. I Gob Curse the cut, and then I zap that. That was a bad zap, to be honest, but I get a lot of early damage, which is still not enough against E-Gen, which is crazy because I try to split my skeletons here so it takes 2 hits. You see how I split them apart, right? But I should have done that a little bit early because the baby dragon still flashes. And he's just laughing. He's just mad. And I'm going well played. It just sort of like a sarcastic thing. I go for the LGBT prince thing. I go for a Ram Rider because I know his Gob's head's out of cycle, but I forgot he was playing E-Giant, obviously. E-Giant counters Ram Rider really bad. It's just really hard to win that matchup. Because that's like a -2 trade for him, but he has a fucking whole E-Giant coming in. He's holding his lightning in case I give him value, I think. But I'm just gonna try to get my boss bandit to take care of that. And then he basically just put an E-Giant down as like almost like he got the same amount of damage I did with my whole ass like push and like counter push thing after he made like 3 mistakes. It's insane how like bad the counter is for this. He lightnings that, and then I don't think that was the best play, lightning that. So I go for a furnace and then I go for a ghost. I know the furnace will splash the baby dragon and then I can get a push in. And then he does get a goblet in, so I try to get my Ram Rider. Okay, I don't get my Ram Rider in. But I get my Curse in, so I kind of like taking care of the goblets early if I can. Because they prove to be annoying later on. Luckily, I get my Spirit Empress down on the baller instead of the E-Giant, which is really lucky and good timing. I know he goes for a lightning right here. I think that's a fat overcommit. Try to get the Ram Rider in front. He has Bar Barrel, so it doesn't matter. I go for a Gob Curse because I know he's gonna try to get a Gob Head in. I zap it. I think I get a hit with the Ram Rider and then a splash on the furnace. And I didn't know I'm not getting any other locks on his tower. So I'm just gonna like try to spell cycle him out with my zap and my curse, I think. That's the play right now. I just like try to bridge spam everything so he can go in for the E-Giant. And then I think I put a boss bandit down to tank for the baby dragon. Then I just gob curse zap him out. Or I try to go in for a Ram Rider, but I know he can defend my push like no problem. Oh, I still don't. I'm still trying. Okay, this is not the point where I give up and go for a spell cycle, but I think I realized like in like a couple of seconds. I'm probably gonna zap his tower real quick. Yep, I start spell cycling right now. And then he E-Giant, so go for a Ram Rider to the right, and then Gob Cures, and then he pulls it back with a tornado. Like I said, there's like no chance of me breaking through, and then I just cycle to another zap, and that's GG. And that's how I got my 12 wins in the Grand Challenge. Thank you for watching.